This place feels seriously unreal, especially since I'm just about the only person around. Hey guys, how's it going? So today is Thursday, March 5th, 2026, currently 84 degrees Fahrenheit out there. That is 29 degrees Celsius. This is day 6 since the war began. So I am going to start off here by giving a very quick recap of the overall situation for those who might not have, seen past videos. I will make it nice and quick, a minute or two, since I know that my past videos have been a lot of talking, explaining stuff. I'm sure that many of you understand, but just to kind of give a little added context here as to, for example, why I told the story of my escape from Qatar to U.A.E. here rather than filming the whole thing. I think it's fairly obvious, but number one, I needed to be focused on the trip and not be distracted by filming. Number two, because I don't want to get any unwanted attention or make anybody suspicious or annoyed or whatever. Number three, you can't film at the border crossings, of course, and that was the kind of most exciting part there. Number four, most of the journey was at night and there was really nothing to show anyways. Number five, Muhammad didn't want to be in the video, and understandably so. So anyways, now a quick synopsis of just what has happened in the past week. So I had a flight booked from Europe to Mumbai, India, with a layover in Doha, Qatar on the day of the attacks on February 28th. So that was the day of my layover, and so it was just really bad timing that I landed early in the morning and then had a flight out in the evening to India. But the attacks occurred, and so airport closed and no flights going out. And so I was there in Doha for several days, and then I got an amazing offer from a viewer of mine who lives in Abu Dhabi, who said, I'd be willing to go pick you up. And I said, yes, I'll do it. And so I left Doha a couple of days ago. Let's see, yeah, that would have been like 2 days ago. And he left driving towards me. We met on the other side of the Saudi Arabia Doha border and met up, really good guy, and he got me all the way here to Al Ain. I've been to Al Ain before, back in 2017, and so I had chosen this as a place to get to then figure out my other plans, because it is a medium-sized city, not a target like the other major cities of Dubai and Abu Dhabi here in U.A.E., which are in fact getting hit by missiles, or at least they're targeted. There have been attacks that have been successful, at least in Dubai. I'm not sure about Abu Dhabi, but the missiles are flying in this direction. I haven't heard any here in Al Ain today, so this is a good place to be. But of course, I want to ultimately get out of the region because things are escalating fast and looking like they are not going to be finishing up with this attack. As far as the U.S. and Israel attacking Iran, that is not going to be over anytime soon whatsoever. And so things could very well just get a lot worse. As of now, airports have opened up, not in Doha as far as I know, but the projection is tomorrow the 6th, that airport could open up. So perhaps if I'd stayed there, I could have caught a flight out of Doha, but once the airport opens, who knows when you can actually get a flight out anyways. And so I have a plan in place that I am very cautiously optimistic about. I will just give the general sense. Obviously, I want to be careful about specifics, but I have 3 flights booked out of Muscat Airport on the same day, going to 3 different locations using 3 different airlines. And so that increases my likelihood of getting out a fair amount as long as the Muscat airport is in fact open, which the latest info is that it is actually open and flights are going out, perhaps limited. And so I booked these flights just on Expedia.com, but there's absolutely no guarantee, of course, that they are going to fly out. But 3 flights increases my chances, and so that is the hope. If you happen to be curious, well, how much money am I spending on all of these flights? They actually weren't too expensive. So all 3 added up comes to about $900 US. I am getting refunds on these flights, the ones that I had booked in Doha, flying out of Doha, Qatar. The refunds are now coming back. I realize that is not the most important thing at this point, but I had made a whole lot of flights, and so it is reassuring that I am starting to get the refunds coming back on those. All 3 of the flights that I have booked out of Muscat have 24-hour cancellation, and then also if the flights are canceled by the airlines, then I should get refunds on those as well. That is the overall general situation as it is now. As you can see, a nice day here in Al Ain, and I am staying here again tonight, and then we'll make the journey to Oman tomorrow. I'm not quite sure how that is going to happen. I tried to book a bus yesterday at the bus station. You actually need to use the website. I tried the website. I'm not able to find the direct bus being available from here all the way to Muscat, and so I'm not sure how that is going to happen, but it is about a 3.5-hour drive from Al Ain here to Muscat, Oman, so fully doable within a day. The question is how to make it happen if that direct bus isn't available. Probably it's full up. So I will be working on that over the course of today. But for now, I want to get out of the room, in part just to get out of the room and go do a little something for an hour or 2 or whatever. And so for a little something more than just hanging out talking in the room, then let's get out there and show a little bit of Al Ain. This is a really nice city. So this is Al Ain. Yesterday, after I finished filming the video telling the whole story of getting here, which was in the Oasis back in there, really pretty like park with palm trees and like these walkways and stuff, really cool. But I won't go in there now since I made a whole video showing that. But after that, I popped in there and got some drinks and snacks and stuff. Really nice market with tons of stuff. And now I am going to walk over to the bus station, even though I think that I'm out of luck getting a bus tomorrow. But there's a market there, so I wanted to show the market a little bit. And then I have some other places in mind to check out, and I got some information from the front desk about how to cross the border tomorrow without the bus. So here you can see this really nice scene, which must be somewhere here in Al Ain, maybe back in the Oasis area. It's a big area, or else elsewhere. Obviously it's next to a fort, which I'm thinking of visiting, and look at the amazing apartments or whatever. Or maybe this is something that is slated to be constructed, but anyways, it is a very pleasant city. But then here you can see this is on the edge of the Oasis, so all the palm trees out there, and then here you have all these buildings. I'm not exactly sure what they are, if they're shops, cafes, or little apartments or something. And then look at this, all these electric car charging spots. So this city is really kind of cutting edge, and they intentionally decided not to go the way of Dubai and Abu Dhabi with all the big skyscrapers, and so there's a limit on how high the buildings can be. Like maybe that mosque minaret out there could be the tallest building. Definitely the tallest one I'm seeing from here. And so yesterday I started my video walking over there into the Oasis. And so it's free. You just walk in, and then I think that I came out over here. And so you can walk in at various points and then just kind of get lost in there. And there's a lot more to see than what I showed, I guess. So it's a really just very pleasant city in which they're planning it and constructing things in a really just nice way. All right, so I decided to just catch a taxi out to the Jahili Park, as you can see, and the fort is here. About a just like 6-7 minute taxi ride there. It was about $4, so very reasonable and very pleasant here. Saw an interesting looking monument over here. Definitely looking very quiet for a variety of reasons. Number one, of course, there's a war on. I don't know how much that is necessarily impacting things here. You can see plenty of traffic. But probably more of a reason for not many people walking around in this lovely park is middle of the afternoon, mad dogs and Englishmen in the noonday sun. That's me. Last name Morris, of the Moors of England, an English Canadian American man. Okay, we have some rock displays. A low temperature metamorphosed volcanic ash from Wadi Shamal area, Fujairah. So the taxi driver was from Nepal. Man, oh man, did that get me thinking about going to Nepal if I can. First things first, need to get out of the Middle East. So the fort should be just over there somewhere. And I can hear the call to prayer, the muezzin, or the azan, I guess. I think maybe the muezzin is the man who's singing the prayers, and then the azan is the actual broadcasting of it, something like that, I forget. But on that subject, another reason why it is quiet is it is Ramadan. Of course, the Muslim month of fasting and prayer. And up there, I can see a fort. And then look at this. I guess this is a cafe, maybe in the evenings, with mirrored pillars for some reason. Wild. Oop, let's take care of that there. Maybe I should take care of that button too. But it's kind of a Seinfeldian situation. Actually, I don't even have a button higher up. There must have been at some point. But too often, as the Seinfeld series began, the first episode, then it's Jerry remarking to George saying, that button is in the exact wrong spot. So here it's like a little too much, you know, chest going on. And then often the button is up here, and then you do that and it's too tight. And so like with one button you go from like disco chest hair to like schoolboy, like too buttoned up. Anyway, let's get into the fort. Al Jahili Fort looks like it's open. I checked online, it said it was open until 7 p.m. The North Gate forms part of the original late 19th century enclosure built around 1897 by Sheikh Zayed bin Khalifa Al Nahyan Zayed I. The original form of the gate can be seen in an archive photo taken by explorer Wilfred Thesiger around 1948. During the 1950s, the original arch gate was either widened deliberately or knocked down for access by 3-ton military trucks. Okay. I love these kinds of mud forts like this. Just love the style. So, looks like there has been or is going to be a performance, certainly in the evening. The fort complex at Al Jahili contains within one site many different elements of traditional mud brick architecture. These include a round watchtower, old fort with defensive towers, 2 large walled enclosures, and a mosque. The oldest parts are the inner fort and the separate multi-tiered round tower, dating back to the 1890s. Will I see anybody else other than some mannequins? Love that fort entrance. This honestly feels a bit odd to be in here, and there's absolutely nobody. No person manning the gate or anything. But I just got a whiff of some really amazing smelling incense, I guess. Just for a second there. Traditional board games. Huh. Okay, it's like one of these, like, rock games, yeah. So during the evening performance, then I guess people would be playing games here. And then whatever this one is, no idea. Huh. Wild. And there's a person, security guard. So we have some stairs going up here to the round tower. Let's see how high up we can go. All right. Whoa. Oh, amazing. Maybe that is the way to get up to the actual top. Yeah, it looks like this is probably just gonna go around the outside. Yeah, lots of locked doors. So what are these? Is this a little prison? Little jail cells. Wow, this one doesn't have bars, or at least not metal bars. Yeah, gotta be a jail, it seems like. Locked from the inside, I guess. Wow, that is really wild. So when is this performance happening? That would certainly be really nice to see. The old fort. Oh, we have a very small open door. Okay. Let's go for it. Oh, is that open enough? Okay. Whoa, look at this. Looks like a locked door up there. Hello. Storage room there. I think I saw a way to maybe go up. Yeah, we got some stairs. Oh, no. Okay, so what exactly is this? I guess probably an oven? Build a fire under there and then cooking spots here. All right, I think that is it for the old fort. So there is the bus station. I decided to stop in there again and ask one of the people at the desk about the bus tomorrow to Muscat, because there is a bus once a day direct going over the border into Oman and straight to Muscat. That is by far the ideal situation to get over there, in which they take you the whole way through the border, and then it's only going to cost whatever, 20, 30, 40 bucks or something. Otherwise, it gets a lot more complicated, but unfortunately, I might have to take the complicated route, because he looked at the website, and I think maybe he didn't even understand how it works. I've been trying to book a ticket there, and so he then said, well, just come by tomorrow at 1 o'clock and then you'll find out if you can get a seat. But that is not a good idea. If it was at 8 in the morning, then I could do that, and then if I don't get a seat, then I get going the other way. But 1 o'clock in the afternoon is getting late to realize that I need to start going the other way, especially when it's a 3.5-hour drive to Muscat, and plus border crossing, and if I'm not going to be on a direct bus, then it's definitely going to take longer. I won't get into trying to explain those options now, but that isn't going to work coming over here at 1. And then one of the guys that helped me out getting here, who lives in Abu Dhabi, looked on the website himself, and he determined that the bus tomorrow is full. So basically that option is off the table. Now I need to explore the other kind of 1 or 2 ways of doing it, by taxi or bus or a combination. Anyways, over here is this little market. Oh, and there's another whole market. Okay. I hadn't seen this one. This is like a full-on market. And I got some cash for the journey tomorrow. I might need it. And I stopped here to grab strawberry milk. This stuff is ridiculously delicious. So there is a mall, a short walk down that way, but I think that I am done for the day. My hotel is right up here, so going to get back into the room and... Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Speaking of room, that guy is the security guard or whatever who hangs out in the lobby of my hotel, and he actually helped me out a little bit with the website for the bus situation there. Really nice guy and speaks good English. Anyways, I am going to get back into the room and get to work on various things. So tomorrow is kind of a pretty big day. We'll see how it goes. Got some mutton here and some potatoes, rice. This is gonna do the trick. All right, I am exhausted. Tomorrow, we'll see what happens.